Well, hopefully, hopefully everything's going well. It's been a while since I've since I've done some live streaming, so we're gonna just have to see here how things are looking. Um, yeah, that's fine. Well, hope everyone is doing well. Anybody that watches this or is watching or will watching. I know it's been a while since I've done any kind of content, but yeah, life has been what do I want to say? Life has been life, right? All of you understand. Things happen. You have to make changes. Um, Things have to happen. You have to put other priorities first. But I'm gonna try to be back. Try to be a little more consistent. Last couple of weeks I've just been busy with work and stuff here at the house. But I figured I gotta prep for this weekend for my local game group that I play with. We're gonna play in some Deathwatch RPG. So hopefully I can get some of that stuff done tonight. Um, I'm in roll 20. I've got some work to do. I've just basically we played one game with it so far. I just kind of threw it together right quick. I just got everybody's had their characters made just so we can use it to roll because obviously with the current situation in the world, right? Most people don't want to gather in groups, so we use roll 20 now every other weekend when I play with them, and then they game every weekend, and I run on the opposing weekends. So this is my weekend coming up. Um, so character wise, right? I don't know if you guys have used Roll20 to play Deathwatch. Character sheets look pretty clean. There's a lot on these sheets. They have a bunch of different tabs for all this stuff. Um, it looks pretty busy on here. But some of the tabs you like aren't even used. Like this third tab right here. This is if you have additional skills or whatever that are not on the main list. You put them here. Fourth tab is very useful. Can you move these? No, you can't. This is where like your XP expenditures and what you buy with it. What do you buy? Willpower intermediate, intelligence intermediate, weapon skill simple, perception intermediate, tracking +10. And then this is your squad mode, solo mode abilities where you put them. But basically what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be filling out their, I'm going to be doing their, like creating their tokens and avatars and stuff like that. Because I'm running a, what am I running? I'm running a module. I don't know if it's prefab adventure. I don't know what you call them. I'm old school D&D player. So, we called them modules back in the day, which is what I just always call them. What is it called, actually? Let me get it over here. Let's see. What is it? The Ark of Lost Souls. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool adventure. You start out. It's kind of cool. Like, so the beginning of the adventure starts out with like, oh, you're gonna go do a certain mission. You know, you get prepped, you get geared, you do all your you make all your oaths and get all your requisition and stuff like that. But then something happens, and then you're all like, it's a big. There's not a big plot twist, but they kind of throw you into another situation. You're equipped for one, but now you have to do something else, and it leads into like a big Space Hulk kind of adventure. If you like Space Hulk, if you ever played Space Hulk or whatever, it's pretty cool. We just got into the beginning part because we made characters took like 2 hours, something like that. I think last time we played 2.5 hours, just because we hadn't played for a while, so we had to like get the books out. The other guys have the PDFs. I have the PDF. I also have the core rule book. We had to go through basically like everybody, like step by step. Some of them were a little slower than others. Some wanted to do some digging on skills and what weapons they wanted to take, things like that. But so we're gonna start with, let's see. I gotta get some. What I gotta find some pictures of the different characters that I can then put over into Token Stamp, which is what I use. I don't know if you guys have ever used Token Stamp. Token Stamp. It's pretty cool. You drag a picture into this box right here, and you're able to create like a different like border or whatever, right? Like that. And then you can make it whatever color that you want. I like to use, like for players, I like to use a green color. And then for enemies, I use a red color. You can change the opacity. You can change the opacity here. I just basically use the regular old ring because I use. I could use squares, but for some reason I like the thinner circles. There we go, so I can get more of the picture in there. Let me see if I can actually hold on. Let me see if I can find a decent picture here. Where am I here? So I've got. It's kind of hard because there's not a whole lot of. Well, hold on. Nobody does anything about Deathwatch, right? There's especially Space Wolves. So you got Njal Stormbringer, I think. So we're gonna use his picture. We are going to. I have this file on my desktop that's got all my Deathwatch game stuff. I did. I'm gonna make a new one. So then I can open this. See if we can get it to work here. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. In these. So you just bring this over here, pop it right there. Then you can increase the. Basically, then you center it over the circle, right? So whatever you want to go in the circle, like this, put it like that. I like a bigger. I like to get it as much in the picture as possible, with still being able to see it. So and then, let's see. Hold on. Is there a better one? No, I don't think so. So then we just choose download, and then it's just gonna put it in my downloads or whatever. Close that crap. Downloads token 1. We're gonna cut from there, move it over to my Deathwatch game folder, paste it there. Boom. So now I can go back and roll 20. So like Loki, he is a Space Wolf librarian or rune priest technically, right? So I can go here. So what we're going to do, actually, he's a big fan of Njal. So we're going to take Njal. We're going to put Njal here. There we go. And then what we do, take the token over here. So then drop it down to like 1 square. Then you just use selected token. Here we go. Oop. So now, and then we will save changes. We will tie this now. We will tie this now to Loki. Show his name. Oh my god. Wounds. None of the W's. Toughness bonus, traits. This is my first time really using Deathwatch on Roll20. We've been running a Pokemon game for them Pokemon tabletop RPG. That's been really fun. They've been really enjoying it. But we started this because there was like a couple weeks ago. No, like a month ago. I just got really busy at work and I didn't get as much prep for Pokemon as I wanted to. Because there's a lot goes into that. If you guys want to know, if you guys want to talk about Pokemon, tabletop RPG, let me know. I'll go over the books. So it's like a community made, like a fan made system, kind of like the Dragon Ball Z one was. It's really, really good. But if you're not into like housekeeping, like bookkeeping, it might not be the game for you. But Roll20 makes it so much easier. I remember back in the day, kind of when it first came out, or basically when I first found it, like, I don't know, 5 years ago or something like that. Tried doing it with all manual paper character sheets, and let's talk about a hot mess that was. Just because they're like you got your character sheet, so you have your trainer, and then you have your Pokemon. Then you catch a new Pokemon, you gotta have a separate character sheet for it. You get like 20 Pokemon, you've got like 20 character sheets or whatever that you've got to manage. So it gets pretty dicey. Yo, hey Ed, what's going on? I was using the Pokemon Tabletop United because they have there's the two that I know of. There's the United and Pokemon Tabletop Adventures. Well, I think the first time I ran it, I was using Adventures, and then I found United, and for some reason I went to United. I don't know. I liked it a little bit better. Not necessarily that was technically any better. But I don't know. I liked how the books are put together. I like the system that it uses. They're really similar, but I don't know. It just kind of grew on me. I hope the latency is not bad, because this time of day, right, is terrible. But this is about the only time that I could do it this week, was this live stream. Everybody gets on the internet around here this time of day, so there may be fluctuations in the bandwidth or whatever, but everything seems to be going well on my end. So if there's any issues, let me know. And then so Ed, how many sessions did you do? Like, how far did you guys get in your Pokemon game? Where is Wounds? Ah, there it is. Wounds 23. Same changes. Yeah, I've created my own my own region. I can go over all of that. Like, I can do a video where I go over all of my stuff. I think I've come up with a pretty unique kind of setup. Obviously, it's not super unique. Probably people have already done it before, but I don't do like a league champion. There's no, like, because obviously you're in like a party of. I have a party of my four friends to play. So I was like Elite Four. So my thing is you go around, do these gym challenges, and collect there's only there's 4 gyms with 4 badges. Oh, excuse me. And then you get then it's like a season, right? So you have so much time to complete the league challenge. Collect the badges, you go to the big tournament, and you face other teams of 4 in like a tournament style setting with different kind of challenges that I'm gonna make up, instead of just like I throw my Pokemon at your Pokemon and then we just roll dice and mash numbers. So there's gonna be like puzzles and other kind of dynamic systems going on that you got to kind of hopefully get the players on their toes. But then you face off, whoever like the final victor is faces off against the current Elite Four, and then if the party wins, they become the new Elite Four. And then so I've introduced, there's also like sponsorships and all this other stuff. The Elite Four are kind of like a group of celebrities. They do a bunch of stuff, in the region, and they're kind of like the highlight, right? There's no like one champion like in like most of the regular games, just because it's hard with playing a group of 4 people. So we got him done. And then let's see who I got next here. What is this guy? Dark Angels Devastator. Let's see. I've just got Google up on the other thing here. Basically, I'm just Google searching what I need. Dark Angels Devastator. What if I put in Deathwatch? Dark Angels Devastator. Okay. Played a few years ago. He had a decently long campaign. That's good. Like, this has been going kind of... My Pokemon campaign's been going on off and on for... I don't know. Like, we played it for a bit. We put it aside, picked it up, put it down, picked it up, put it down. I think we're maybe like 20 sessions in, and they're just getting off their first, like, the little starter island that they're on. they're gonna take the ship, and they get to choose. And also in my region, you get to choose which order you want to do the gyms in. Just because, you know, you would think that most gym leaders would not always just have like low level Pokemon or just high level Pokemon. Like in the regular games, obviously the video games are meant to kind of like, as you progress, you go to the gyms, and obviously you have higher level, they have higher level. But this, you can kind of go wherever you want, whatever gym, and then when you get there, I'll create Pokemon of like a around a level that's challenging for whatever level of kind of Pokemon that they've got. So hopefully it works out. The first gym challenge was pretty easy. They were all like, I don't know, they had level 10, level 12 Pokemon. Nothing super special. Yeah, I saw they have like a new like a playtest thing that's supposed to make it less like bookkeeping, isn't it? I haven't had a chance to look into it yet, just because I don't want to switch tracks, switch horses in the middle of the stream kind of thing. But I will definitely check it out though. That doesn't look like a Dark Angel. It's always tough trying to find. Ooh, that's Azrael. Trying to find a decent picture of what I want, especially for 40K. So like specifically because there's so much art to it. A lot of it's like pictures, but we will use wait, what is this guy? Ah, there we go. We will use this. So Ed, are you like a big are you like a big Pokemon fanatic? Because I'm super into Pokemon. I played like Red, Blue, and Yellow back in the day, like on the old GBA, Oh, actually, not GBA, the original Game Boy, and then I had all the games up through. Well, not all, but one of each generation, up and through. I've been really into Sword and Shield. I've been playing them pretty heavy right now. Trying to fill out my Pokedex, and I'm making a living Pokedex. Let's see, where's my folder? Whoop. And while that's loading, we will put this new picture in my... Let's make it... Oh, man. Sometimes you get pictures that are like just about right. I'll download that. Yeah, see, Blue was my first game. I got Blue. played that, and then yellow. I was like, wow, yellow, great, cool. And then you get the your Pikachu follows you around. Then I had. Let's see, what did I get? What did I get Gen 2? Did I get gold? Silver? God, it's been so long. I did just recently, though, download. They have on the virtual market on the 3DS, you can get like gold, silver, crystal. I downloaded Crystal. I've been playing that off and on. Like, I'll take it to work, play it on lunch. After Gen 5. I think Gen 6 was really good. Was X and Y, I think. Yeah. X and Y, I think, is Gen 6. The Froakie, and that's the only one that I remember from Gen 6, the starters anyway, just because Froakie turns into Greninja, and a Ninja Frog is just amazing. And I have Sun. I only played about half of Sun. Yeah, I think I have Sun. Yeah, and I don't know. It wasn't my bag. I wasn't digging it, like I thought I would. To be honest with you. Nope. Let's cut that. So how's everybody's gaming been since we've been like the whole COVID thing, quarantine? Is it really kind of prevented you guys from playing? Or are you guys still able to use Roll20 and get together that way? Let's see. This will be Magron. God, there's so much stuff in this list. Wounds. There it is. Oh, nice. Roll20 every week. I wish I could play every week, but so like my friends, so like because there was a while there where I couldn't play just because of my work schedule, so they started they have a D&D game going, and they're pretty deep into it. So they play. So like they played last weekend, and then this weekend is my turn to run, and then I play every other weekend with them. Oh, you liking my Mutants and Masterminds video? Thanks, I appreciate that. I got the Basic Heroes Handbook here. Picked it up at the game store on a pretty good deal. I'm in the process of going through it. I do want to get back into doing some. Maybe making some more characters, or maybe just kind of diving in. I would really like to do a video like after really learning all the nuances of all the powers, and do like a video about like sets of powers. Starting at the beginning, go through the end, and kind of like how I would use them. I'm not saying I'm anywhere near an expert, but I played a decent amount of Mutants and Masterminds, so that's why I'm kind of like I want to get back into it like I was. So I can really make sure that I don't know, not a scrub, but I do enjoy the system. I'm kind of one of those. I kind of have like ADD when it comes to some games. I'm like, we'll play a game, and then me and the guys will be talking about something. I'm like, yeah, I want to play a game like this or whatever, and like, yeah. So then we'll start doing like a new system or whatever, start a new game. So I have like a bunch of different games. I have like 10 different games in my Roll20 account that are like in progress. Haven't played any Mutants and Masterminds, but you made a lot of characters. All right. Do you need like a game group or something, or are you looking for people to play with? Who's next? is, oh god. So this character here, he's because we have the book. What is it? Honor the Chapter, First Founding. One of those two supplements gives you rules on creating your own chapter. And this friend of mine, back when we first started playing, and I got that book, he created his own chapter, the Obsidian Wings. And he's been every time we play, he brings out the Obsidian Wings because he likes like how it all rolled up and the kind of like the tactics and stuff that they use. They do a lot of dual wielding pistols. Yeah, it's tough getting people together. Even my friends, they don't want to get together just because. Well, so one of my friends, they just had, like, him and his wife just had a baby 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that, pretty recently. So before that, they didn't want anybody coming over because they didn't want the wife to get sick, and now they don't want the baby and all that stuff. Really, the only time I see anybody, I play. Some Saturdays, like if I have Saturdays off from work, which I have been recently, in the mornings I'll go play Warhammer Age of Sigmar with some friends of mine for a couple of hours, 3 hours. Then I come home and then I get Roll20 set up, and then my friends will get on and we play for, I don't know. Last time we played for like 7 hours straight, but we got to this part. They got to like the port city where the ship comes in, and they had a couple of days before the ship arrived, and they had like a fishing contest, so we did all that, and rival battles with the rival team and all this other stuff, which was pretty cool. That took forever. I'll tell you, I'm trying to talk about, trying to do my Deathwatch stuff. I keep talking about Pokemon. I'll tell you, it takes a long time to run combat. In that, especially when you've got four players on one team, 4 players on another team, each using a Pokemon. There's like 20 turns per round or whatever. I'm trying to game pretty hardcore. It's tough finding as much time as I want because I don't know if you guys watched my stuff, right? I look a little thinner. I lost a lot of weight. I think I was around 330, 335 when I was doing those, the last set of videos. And then obviously you go to the doctor, right? And they're like, "Oh, you're overweight." I'm like, "Thanks, doc. I appreciate that." So and then I was like, I'm smoking. Don't smoke. If any of you do, it's just kick it, man. I know it's tough. So I've been quitting smoking. I've been going to the gym, eating right. Where like I was still able to work during like when COVID was like first hit real big and everything was kind of closed down. Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to get down. I'm trying to get down to 250. 250 pounds. I'm at like 285, 283, something like that. Yeah, I can't. I got some tattoo work done yesterday on my arm. So my tattoo artist, she said, don't go to the gym for a week while it heals, because I don't want it sweating under this bandage that they put on, and then risk any damage or whatever. So I'm still eating right. I still go to work. My work is pretty physically strenuous. I move heavy stuff all day. I deal with appliances, things like that. So, yeah, I gotta click show nameplate. So I still get a decent amount of workout there, which has helped. Because I was doing like a different job, and then I got another position in the store, basically going from standing around all day to I'm not going to show that. We're not for kids here. Yeah. So on the smoking thing, yeah, because I've picked up and put down smoking. I think this is my 3rd time now. The first time I did it when I was younger, right? When I was maybe like my mid-20s, it was easy. I was tough. I was cold turkey, that shit. And it worked out. And then the second time I did it, it was a little tougher. I had to use, I used like lozenges and gum and stuff like that. But now I've got the patches on, so I've got this section shaved on my chest here. That I have the patches on. I've been doing those for about a week now. So I'm a week with no cigarettes. So I still get the cravings, but what helps? Candies, atomic fireballs. I don't know if you guys like atomic fireballs. Hot cinnamon candy, dude. Hot cinnamon candy, so good. So when I get a craving, I pop one of those, and those take me like a half an hour to get through. So, and then gym's an infection, yeah, because like the gym was closed for like 3 months. And I was like, man, I'm gonna gain some of that weight, but I stayed active at work. I kept on my diet, eating my food, taking my supplements, and I actually lost like 9 pounds during quarantine, just going to work and then going home. Just the diet is a big part of it. And then I got back, the gyms opened back up, and you had to wear masks. So you're at a masks doing deadlifts and leg press, and you were like, you can't breathe. But then they said you don't have to wear masks. And then like everybody else quit wearing masks. I was like, well, shit. But the gym has like 3 or 4 people there. That all they do is they go around and they just clean machines. Like I was watching one guy while I was working out, he's going from machine to machine. Even if it was some guy didn't use a machine, he would just go clean it again to stay busy. So like, I'll use a machine, and they have the little table set up where you can go get your paper towels and your sanitizer. I walk over there to get my stuff, and I turn around, and homeboy is just scrubbing down my machine. I was like, I got it. He's like, don't worry about it, dude. So I do clean the machine. Some people are a bunch of shitters, though. They don't. Like before, it was like before they would just use the machine, then they just walk away from it. I was like, oh, God. So I always clean every machine before I use it. I even clean my weights, my dumbbells and stuff that I use. Then I use them, then I put them down and I clean them. Ed, your gym is closed permanently? Oh, that sucks, man. Do they ever plan to reopen, or is it they're kind of like in limbo status with their being closed? What do I need? Oh God, Obsidian Wings. Obsidian Wings. I think when he rolled it up as a successor chapter to the Blood Angels. So and he loves playing Tech Marines, by the way. I don't know if you guys like Tech Marines. Tech Marines are legit. It's always funny to see like Black Templar Tech Marines, like of all things, right? I guess they're needed, right? Wow, the building's empty. Oh, that sucks, Ed. Sorry to hear that. I don't know where you're from. I'm from like Midwest. I go to EOS Fitness, right? It's big in California, Arizona, Utah, I think Idaho. I don't know. I would have to see where all they're at, but Tech Marines are annoying. I mean, it's the because like there's like the Tech Adepts and like the Adeptus Mechanicus, right? They're a big Omnissiah. The Space Marine Tech Marine has got this like they're like this middle ground between Omnissiah, Machine Spirit, Emperor kind of thing. They kind of play both, especially like, and then Deathwatch Tech Marines, right? I love Deathwatch. I don't know if you guys can even see it. I'll see if I can get it up there. I got the Deathwatch symbol tattooed on my arm. I don't know how well it shows up. It's tough because it's like on the. Let me try to stand up here. It's like tattooed it's still a work in progress. This is like 6 hours of work, and it's still they weren't able to get the top finished and the top banner, but it says suffering out the alien to live, and then it looks darker just because it's still healing, and I've got the bandage over the top of it. Deathwatch has just been my jam. I don't know. I love it. I've been painting on quarantine. I got back into my painting doing. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It hurt like hell though. Like the underside of the arm. I don't know if you guys have had tattoos there. That was like super sensitive for me. Top of the arm not so bad because obviously it sees more sun. It takes more of a beating. But man, you just had to like grit the teeth and just go. They worked. It was like an hour and a half straight of just this one section on the bottom side of the arm here. I was like, but it's gonna look great when it's all done though. But yeah, I've been painting my Deathwatch because the new edition of 40K came out. I don't know if you guys play, but I'm like super excited. I've got the app, so I've got the rules and stuff. Because I had bought not last year, 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years. They had a box set like a Imperial Fists and Primaris box set at Christmas. Came with like Hellblasters, Intercessors, Aggressors, a Captain, the Dreadnought, the Redemptor Dreadnought. So I'm like, hey, I've got all my extra Space Marine, the Deathwatch bits, so I've just been converting all the Primaris into Deathwatch. Keep upsetting the Tech Marine in your game. Keep breaking machines in your. It happens, right? They jam. You know, if you roll poorly. One of the only games where rolling really high is really bad. Is this a good picture? I mean, that's not bad. If I could find a good Deathwatch one, but I guess it's tough to find good, like Deathwatch art besides just like figures people paint. I mean, it's good stuff. Don't get me wrong, but we'll use this one. This will be good enough. Sure. He's red, but it's okay. Let's go over here. Yeah, like when I had a bunch of this. I'm such a 40K nerd, man. I've got so much stuff just sitting around that I haven't built or haven't painted or whatnot. So I'm just all like, how can I convert it to Deathwatch? Because now, the new edition, Deathwatch is getting everything that regular Space Marines get. So it's going to be pretty sweet. So I went online and I got the Redemptor Dreadnought, the easy build one. I got it for like $30 off of Amazon. I mean, I may want to get another one. Apparently, they're getting some good buffs in the new rules. It's like their weapons are going up in damage, and now you can shoot their big weapons in close combat now. Let's see. Sorry, just a lot of shuffling around here. Paste. There we go. So the price of those may go up. I may have to jump on that, but it's just spend like $800 on the tattoos, so I don't know how well that's going to go. So you've been playing Deathwatch. Like how long have you been playing the game? Select the token. Save changes. Wait, derp. My friends will get on this weekend and be like, wow, look at all these tokens. 3 months. That's pretty cool. What what rank are you guys? Like probably rank 3, maybe rank 4. I don't know. Depends upon how. Um, oh, cool. I'm glad I was able to help. If I did more Deathwatch stuff, would you watch it? Because I love the Deathwatch system. I wish they didn't kind of discontinue it, but I guess Fantasy Flight lost the rights, so now they don't. Obviously, they don't make it anymore. But I have most of the hard copies of the the supplements. The biggest one is the first founding. No, Honor the Chapter, the one that's got the dreadnought on the front of it. Like if you go to like anywhere to try to buy it, it's like 100 something bucks. Okay, rank 2, nice. See, this game I started everybody at rank 2, just because the module adventure, whatever you want to call it, um, is suggested rank 2. So I was like, well, we'll just make everybody rank 2. So then that's what took a little longer with character creation. Everybody's got to look through. Because I only allowed like 2 books. I allowed the core rulebook, no, 3. Core rulebook, First Founding, and Honor the Chapter. I have a couple other resource books, but I didn't want everybody like reading through every book while we're trying to make characters. So I just kind of limited it. Most guys just took their stuff from the core rulebook. Core rulebook is solid. It's got everything you need. Black Templars, Ultramarines, Dark Angels, Blood Angels, Storm Wardens, I guess, if you're a Storm Warden fan. Not saying you're not. Right? Storm Wardens are cool. Some of the other chapters are cool. I do like the Imperial Fists. I've always been a kind of like a closet fan of Imperial Fists. But the only reason I would not build and paint Imperial Fists is because I have this guy that I do commissions for, and his stuff, and he is Imperial Fist, and painting yellow is atrocious. If you ever paint yellow, it is bad. Dark Angels Tactical is really good. So here, let me bring him up here. So this guy Vuss here, he always plays Ultramarines Tactical. Okay, the last campaign we played, he was a tactical marine, but he took a heavy bolter, and he had a storm bolter, like maglock to his armor. Oh my god, he two turn killed a Hive Tyrant with Kraken bolts, with all of his stuff that he took. Where is it? Because look at all of his stuff that he's got that he bought. So he has a heavy bolter with Kraken bolts. He's got a storm bolter. He's got Hellfire, Metal Storm, implosion rounds because he's got a ammo selector on his storm bolter. If you're able to take a storm bolter, take a storm bolter. Unless you've got like a plasma gun or a melt-a-gun or whatever. But if you want just a weapon that's good against everything, if you've got the right special issue ammunition, the Storm Bolter is your friend. Everybody on the team has a Storm Bolter except for the Tech Marine. He has 2 pistols. He's got a plasma pistol and a bolt pistol. Because they're like his chapter when he rolled it up and choosing traits and stuff. They're like gunslingers kind of thing. So a lot of them like either the dual wield pistols or they're like dual wield like chainsword pistol. Just depending upon like what scenario. If they're able to go full range, they dual pistols. They get into combat. He quick draws his chainsword or his power sword or whatever he's got now. And he's a Tech Marine, so he's got the claw that hits like a truck, so he can use the pistols in combat, and he just he calls his Mr. Clampy is what he calls it. So it's tough. And this guy's also got a bolt pistol with 2 clips of magazines of Kraken bolts. But okay, so what is it? The stuff that he takes. Where is it? Well, let me find it. So he's got hatred for Tyranids because he rolled up when he was like his chapter background or whatever. He rolled. He was a Tyrannic War veteran back from the first Tyrannic War on Ultramar. So he took hatred Tyranids. He always ends up being nominated as the group leader because he's got a high command skill. And he buffed ballistic skill. He's got rapid reload. What else did he take? Because he takes... What is it? Stone traits. Master. Astartes weapon training. Did he not take it this time? Because when he did just straight heavy bolter, he took a bunch of the stuff that modifies his ability like with bolters to make them better, and then he uses the what is it? The Ultramarines. Where is it? Still familiarizing myself with the sheets. We've only played the one game with this so far. You know what? Do I just hold on? Let me bring out the book. Yeah, he takes the Bolter Mastery. He gets plus 10 bonus to ballistic skill tests and plus 2 damage with bolt weapons when he's in solo mode. One of the things my group doesn't do a lot of, they don't use their squad mode abilities very often. Which isn't like super imperative, but some of the squad mode abilities that they're able to gain is really good. But yeah, like they just like one of the big first encounters in this. I don't know if you're going to play this particular adventure, right? If you are, I won't give any spoilers. I know there's a little bit of a catch up because I don't have it on like the ultra low latency, just because of my bandwidth was kind of crappy. So if you don't want spoilers about one of the first encounters in this module, say so. I won't talk about it, but I'll just say that like it showed up and then everybody just pulls out storm bolters and just all the DACA just blew everything away. It's not like it was like super hard encounter. It was kind of meant as just kind of like one of those kind of almost kind of a narrative one, which kind of like forced them into a certain situation, but they were able to hold off for multiple turns with just storm bolters, which was pretty crazy. I was like, because it has explosion, right? So it does extra damage to hordes because it's a bolt weapon, and then it's got the multi-hits because it's got the storm ability. And then if you take the metal storm rounds on it, it does extra damage. So like hordes show up if it's like hordes of like little gribblies. Like a couple of rounds of dudes that roll halfway decent with their storm bolters can chew through a moderate sized horde pretty fast with it. But yeah, so the first encounter was a bunch of demons, right? So they're on the ship. You have this whole section where the ship prepares for warp, right? You know, everybody's, the lockdown, the Gellerfields are coming up. Everybody's taking battle stations. they're the only space marines on this ship, and it's a ship crewed by the regular humans, but the Deathwatch in the region use it to ferry the Battle Brothers around. They're the only ones on this ship, along with like an NPC watch captain that's got like this like mega ultra power hammer or thunder hammer. Well, it acts like a thunder hammer in melee. Yeah, dude, take notes, man. Take notes. If there's one thing you need to know, man, you just like you want a weapon that kills stuff, storm bolter. Like if you don't want to use a heavy bolter, storm bolter. Oh, well, yeah, and what is it? Hold on, let me find him. So, Raffin here, wait. sorry, this guy, the Dark Angel's Devastator. So he's got a multi-melta, because you can take multi-melta. And I also they're rank 2, and I also allowed them to be like the next like respected rank, just to kind of give them access to some better stuff, because the module said, you know, this would be a good idea. Sorry, I keep touching my arm to make sure my bandage is staying on. I put the new one on, and I kind of got it a little wonky, so I'm just making sure it's not coming up and getting any air bubbles in it, because I don't want scabs to form and pulling off paint and stuff, or pulling off ink. So, but yeah, where is he? So he's got, where's his second thing? So he's got multi-melta, 4d10 plus 8, and it's a blast weapon as well. But you look at the Storm Bolter, it's tearing, so you get to reroll one of your damage dice. You get to roll an extra damage dice and take the highest. So with Storm Bolters, pretty sure I got it right. You'll roll 3d10, and then it takes you take the two highest 10s. And then it's got the storm function, and then you just spend all your requisition on a bandolier of special issue ammunition. Like, especially if you know what you're going to be fighting, you take that particular thing, right? You're fighting Tyranids, it's Kraken bolts, like, no doubt, because Kraken bolts are good against their armor, because it either gives them more pin or reduces their armor. Hold on. See, now I gotta, because see, this guy even has a Storm Bolter as well that he uses, that he carries instead of like a pistol or a regular bolter. Man, had to work today. I've been up since like 5:30 in the morning. Because I get up early, I shower, I cook my food instead of, stopping at Wendy's or whatever, which I've been going to Wendy's a couple of times. Don't judge, man. Those breakfast baconators, the bee's knees, man. The business, the cat's pajamas. Okay. Special issue ammunition. And also, so I don't know if you guys have some of the other supplements, but some of the other supplements have additional special issue ammunition that's more specific toward certain kind of characteristics that you want. And like all the special issue ammunition is like dirt cheap in requisition points. Well, okay, I guess except for Dragonfire shells. Yeah, it's only Kraken bolts, Kraken rounds. Sorry, I'm used to on the tabletop. Yes, must eat healthy. I mean, I do most of the time. Occasionally I'll have like some cookies or like a cupcake or something, just so I don't get that urge to binge. So I'm not at the store buying all my health food stuff, and then I see like the bag of my favorite candy, and I just eat it all. That's the last thing I want. Yeah, so Kraken rounds increase the weapon's penetration to 8. So like most Tyranid targets have less than 8 armor. So any hit goes straight to wounds. And then with tearing, right, gives you the potential to get extra damage, and plus they always confirm Righteous Fury. It's one of the Deathwatch things against aliens, only against Xenos. Anything that's not what is it? God, I used to know this stuff like off the top of my head, but now I'm like, it's been so long since I've played. Because 9th edition came out, and then I was watching a ton of YouTube content about people talking about the new edition, new rules, units. People talking about Deathwatch, and Deathwatch are getting all some love. I'm like, had to dust off my Deathwatch stuff. I have an Instagram. It's like my personal one. It's not like my channel specific one. I've been posting a lot of my painting stuff on there. And I've gotten some followers off of that, talking to some people about different techniques and stuff with painting. You know, someone who's like, "Hey man, that's great. I love your models, dude. Thanks." I'm like, "Cool, dude." They'll post some stuff. We'll follow each other back. Then we just like, one guy's all like, "Deathwatch for the win." I'm like, "Yes, my friend, yes." One of the things I do want to get, they made like a second edition of Horus Heresy, not Horus Heresy, sorry, Dark Heresy, like their first role playing game that they came out with, because they went Dark Heresy, and then it was, was it? No, I think it was then Rogue Trader, Deathwatch, and then the Chaos one, and then there's like only War, like where you play like Imperial Guardsmen. Yeah, I just got done painting 40 something. They call them Drukari. I'm old school, man. Dark Eldar Cabalites. For a guy for $150. He wanted him painted Poison Tongue, like that dark blue armor with like the green accents and stuff like that. And then another friend of mine, he's into the new what is it? The Lumineth. Basically, they re-releasing High Elves in Age of Sigmar. So he wanted some of that painted, and he built them all first, like his first set that he wanted. God, my nose itches. Sorry. So he built them all first and gave them to me to paint. And let's talk about an atrocious, like not fun to paint them when they were all built and put together, because it's hard to get in some of the details. So basically I had to be like, I just stand and look at the model. I'm like, I spun it around. I'm like, can I see what I'm trying to paint? If I can't see it while standing and looking at it, I'm not going to paint it. So some of the stuff I just got like a quick little hide base coat, dark color. But now he gave me another set of what I already painted, another set of 10 spearmen and 5 guys on horses. So I'm going to build them in sub-assemblies, paint them, and then glue them together to make life easy. Is it on the character sheet? One of the things I wish they did with the character sheet here on Roll20 was to give you to automatically add the talents and traits on the sheet, because when you first do it, yeah, I've got an airbrush. I use it, I don't know, I find myself not using it as much as I thought I would. I've always been a brush guy. I do a lot of like air can stuff, so I air can my primer. So a lot of times what I do, I like a black prime, and then I do a zenithal highlight of white, so like a top down white highlight. And then people talk crap on those contrast paints that GW put out, but I'll tell you that Black Templar contrast paint, that the black is magical if you want to do Deathwatch quick, because you do the black primer, the zenithal highlight white, you let that dry, you slather it with that contrast paint, you let that dry, it gets you 80% of your highlights that you want. Then you paint the silver arm, you paint the weapon, the head, eye lenses, all the goofy stuff that you put on them, purity seals, belt pouches, all that other stuff. Let's see, is it Killing Strike? I'm pretty sure it's Killing Strike. Mm-hmm. See, I have my book tabbed as well. I don't know if you guys tab your books. I've been tabbing all of my core rule books since I played D&D back in first edition. If I could find my books, I could show you my tabs, dude. I tab each chapter, or like there's like a specific like section of the book or whatever that I want, that I need to reference quickly. I slap a tab on it so I can just go boom right to it. Some people don't like to do it because they're like, oh, you could damage the pages. Like, well, stick them on, don't peel them off. I don't know. Pro tip. I don't know if don't take that to heart. Be like, hey, you know what? This guy on YouTube said put tabs in your books. He says it's a pro tip. But now, but also that was back in the time too when it was like the digital age wasn't a thing, right? We didn't have phones with PDFs on it. Like we go to my friend's house and the dude's got a stack of books like yay tall next to him. You know what's funny? I have 2 copies of this. I was going through my books. I have a tote under my desk here that I had a bunch of my books stored in it from when I moved, and I was like, I'm going to get all my Deathwatch stuff out. I have my copy that's tabbed. Then I think I have a friend's copy that I lived with at the time. I think I've got his copy, so it's not tabbed. And I was like, wow, what do I need 2 of these for? It's got to be... No, that's not it. And and digital's better if it's a good digital where you can use the search function. So you're like, oh, I want to look up Kraken rounds or whatever, right? Search Kraken round, go right to it. It makes it easy. If it's like a photocopied PDF put together, you can't do that. I mean, maybe you can. I think it's actually True Grit. Let's look at True Grit. I don't know why. We are going to... I'm just going to... I don't know why that's not showing up, but we're just going to take that off there. There we go. You see my... so this picture of Broly, I have a hoodie that's 360 degree printed of this image. Hood and all, by the way. That I wear it at the gym. I also have one that's got Gogeta on the front. And then I'm the same way. Like, I like the digital copies because they're handy. Like, I especially like to put them on my phone, carry them around, like I'm at work or whatever. I'm go to lunch. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to look up some rules or whatever. But even when we're playing on Roll20, I've got my book right here. Something about, I'm an old school player, and something about just the pages. I don't know. I'm assuming you understand what I mean, right? There's just something about flipping through a book versus using a PDF. Is it a Starry's weapon training? No. It's Death... No, it's Deathwatch. Yeah, see, now I'm like... there it is. Deathwatch training. All Deathwatch Space Marines automatically confirm any Righteous Fury against aliens without needing to reroll the ballistics test or weapon skill test. Which is so good because what do you fight? Xenos. Now, occasionally there's times when you fight Chaos or... Basically, the only thing is if you're fighting anything Chaos or if you're fighting, like, other humans for some odd reason, you're going to always get your automatic confirm a Righteous Fury. Oh, another good trait to take also is Hunter of Aliens. It's basically hatred. Where is it? It's basically hatred. Xenos. Let me find it here. It's a little bit different because the hatred ones, you know, Hunter of Aliens, you get plus 10 to weapon skill and plus 2 melee weapon damage when combating aliens. So say you had Hunter of Aliens and then you have like Hatred Tyranids, right? You're fighting Tyranids. You plus 20 weapon skill tests against Tyranids and plus 2 damage with that if you've got both of those. And you automatically confirm Righteous Fury, right? Yes, old school, man. Especially, you know, yeah. If you came from a time where you were using books before the digital age, a lot of people are like that. But also, even now, people just there's something about the smell of the book and the flipping through of the pages or whatever, or like when you're like confused, like where shit, where is it? Trying to find what you're looking for. Oops. All right, where was I? So I need. What do I need? I need a Ultramarines. I guess I could just use like the basic Deathwatch Ultramarines tactical. Ultramarine. Sure, we will use this picture. He doesn't have a heavy bolter, but my friend will have to live. I guarantee it. He's going to say, "Oh, but there's this. There's a guy there with there's a picture of another Deathwatch Marine with Stormbolter." If I was better with Photoshop, I have Photoshop. I actually have a drawing tablet that I was working on my drawing for a while. Because one of the things I would really love to do, to be honest with you, is to get good enough at drawing to where I could draw the art for my games. You know, draw the character art, draw art of, you know, like a scenery or whatever. Oh, you enter the city and just draw like a cityscape or whatever quick. You know, have that. That would just be so cool, but it's like a time sink. It's not that I'm not willing to make it. It's just... I got so much other stuff I'm doing. Maybe once I get done painting, maybe I'll get back into it. Let's see. Where am I? This guy over. Yeah, there he is. God, the Deathwatch looks so cool, man. Shit. It's just something about the thing I like the most about the Deathwatch, even not just from a 40K perspective, but from just like in general, they're like the elite of elite. You know, Space Marines are like humanity's elite, but then there's like these guys that are like the elite of the elite. Yeah, there is like some of the artwork that, especially like say some of the covers of like the novels or just some of the other artwork that's out there. There's so it's so busy. There's so much stuff going on, especially when you get like those really fancy characters with all just the bling all over them and purity seals, and they got the book strapped to their chest with the chains and the incense, you know, the censers they're swinging around, the guns. Like, it looks so cool, but the people that can draw that, I wish I was that good, but I am fortunately not. I'm gonna cut this. There's really not a whole lot more I'm probably gonna prep, because like the module doesn't really have any maps that I've seen, and finding stuff that's like would be like appropriate for it. Basically, we're just doing, in this game, we're doing theater of the mind. Yes, practice, just like painting, right? I've painted so much stuff, but I'm still learning. I'm still learning techniques. Wet blending, I'm still not great at, so I'm working on my wet blending. What else? Like layering. I don't, like for my little rank and file dudes, I don't do a ton of detail. Basically, they get like a base coat, a wash, either a dry brush, or I'll go in and I'll line in some some details, and I'll call it good. My characters, I give them like a level 2, right? I do more layers, I build up color and stuff like that, really make them stand out. But like some of the stuff, like people get like crazy with their layering, like the whole. I don't know if you guys watched the old Duncan Rhodes, because he's got his own YouTube channel now. Or back when he was with GW, too thin layers, 50 layers of paint to build up, especially like on skin tones. One of the things I'm not the great at, I will admit, is skin. And it's not something you paint a lot when you paint Space Marines. I do so, and also with that, I avoid putting helmetless guys in my army, just so I don't have to paint skin. But then you want to paint like these new high elves, the Lumineth or whatever. You want to paint those guys. They've got more skin, not a whole lot though, because they're really armored. They have their long cloaks, skirts, kilts, whatever they've got on there. So it's mostly just the face or maybe like the hands or something. Painting the horses. Horses are super easy. I'll tell you, get them contrast paints. Oh yeah, I was watching one of his. He did a grimdark Space Wolf. I watched one of his videos, and it just gets like crazy detailed. I'm like, that would be like a centerpiece character that I would do that on. Anybody that takes the time or has the time to do that for their entire army, I commend you. Just think of somebody rolled up at the table and they just open their box and there's all this stuff painted like that. You're like, okay, I'm done. I'm just going to give you the game. Have a good one. Actually, let me look at my... I got the PDF. I don't have the book for the module we're playing. I'm rolling the PDF here. I just got up on the other page here. I don't think there's any... There's a lot of like art in here, pictures. There's not a lot of maps. I don't think there are any maps at all, actually. Yeah, there's no maps. So we're just doing theater of the mind kind of stuff. Death Cult Assassins, man, that's some crazy art. That's some death. I don't know. Is that rated for YouTube? Could I don't even think I can show that. That's crazy. Orcs. I love orcs. God. What? Oh my god. I actually need to read before Saturday. I need to read up on what's going on in the module, because like the module is like really, really busy. But what's cool about this module, so the Ark of Lost Souls, anybody interested in it, it's got a Space Hulk mission generator. So you don't just have to play the module. There's like a whole section in the back of the book about you can build your own Space Hulk and then generate all your encounters and all that other stuff in there, which is really, really cool. If that's something you want to do. I've also been running Starfinder. I was running Starfinder regularly before COVID, but once my friends and I were like, "Nah, we'll roll 20 it." I was using roll 20 even while we were together, just because I wanted the maps and stuff like that, and you can find a lot of that cyberpunk looking stuff, futuristic stuff. It's pretty easy to find online. I'm saving going back to roll 20 until after we're able to be like meet in person again, when and if that ever will be a thing. I'm not going to dwell on that. Really, I don't want the stream to become something about that. But I hope it. I don't want to say blow over. It's not going to blow over, but gets to the point where it's not as dangerous. Maybe once they get like a vaccine or whatever, and people are ready to get vaccinated or whatever, is probably when people are going to want to start hanging out again. But anyway, despite that, I'm saving all of that for when we get back together, because I'm kind of taking like I've done some 40K style stuff. We just got done doing a big Space Hulk section, right? Because I don't know if you guys play Starfinder. The ship comes out of the drift, the warp, right? It's the same thing, pretty much. this big ship, ancient ship from like ancient times or whatever. And so they go on there and it's full of aliens and weird shit. So they do all that and they recover the ship and recover some tech. And now we're into like chapter 2, right? I'm kind of like having like a Star Warsy kind of theme. And then I'm making each character like each chapter is going to be like each character is going to have like kind of like a central kind of role. Not like it's always going to be about them, but I had them create backgrounds, right, for all of their characters. And I'm just taking stuff from their backgrounds and using that. So one guy in the group really loves to just go crazy. Oh yeah, the Space Hulk Deathwing. I love that game. I never had anybody else to play with, so I only played it by myself, and it kind of gets, I don't want to say boring by yourself, but it's just not as fun. If you had like a whole group of friends or whatever, you can like coordinate tactics, and you're like, oh god, shit, getting attacked by hive tyrants or whatever, Plus, in multiplayer, you play as the Chaplain, man. Chaplain is the bee's knees. Chaplain is my favorite like 40k like character, like of all the tech marines and librarians and apothecaries. It's all about the Chaplain. Just something about yelling catechisms, of fervor for the emperor as you're at the rest of the people in the group as you're slaying aliens. Yeah, I've watched a lot of videos of people playing it like with friends or whatever. It's like, man, I wish I had a. I mean, I guess I could. I guess I could just go like online and look for a game or whatever. But it's kind of like any other game that you do that with, where everybody just kind of gets in there and does their thing. Having like 4 friends that that all want to play, like we play like Warframe and Borderlands together. That's just it's a lot more fun, right? A lot more interaction than just like like people just running around doing stuff, completing quests. Trying to think of what else I need here. So let's go back to where I am. Where are we at in the story? So we're finished. So finished chapter 1. We're in chapter 2 now. Is where we're going. Is where we're going to be starting. So basically now they're like their ship has kind of like become part of been sucked into the wait, there it is, the aftermath. Sucked into the Space Hulk, and now their ship has kind of been like part of it now. So now like it starts out where they all kind of got knocked unconscious from like this to basically their ship colliding with the Space Hulk or whatever. They come to, the captain's like been grievously wounded, so he goes into like shutdown mode. Because Space Marines, instead of just like getting knocked out or whatever, they kind of go in like stasis, hibernation kind of sleep. The captain's that way, so now they have to get the captain off. I hopefully they'll recover his weapon, the big thunderhammer, the maul of, what do they call it? The maul of something. The Maul of the Gatekeeper. Let's see. We're just talking about his stats. The Maul has suffered. Let's see. Oh, it's master quality, craftsmanship. Where is the sidebar on this? It talks about the Maul. I love the art too, because they've got like artwork in this thing kind of like based on like the story it's telling, instead of just like random ass pictures, which is pretty cool. Maul the Gatekeeper is treated as a master crafted Astartes Thunderhammer. They can spend a fate point to augment the damage it inflicts when fighting Xenos of any type. This augmentation is declared before damage is rolled for each fate point spent. An additional D10 is added to the weapon's damage for that attack only. When fighting enslavers, the result of the extra D10 is always doubled. And any enslaver mind slave struck by the weapon, even if no fate point is spent, is immediately slain as it links to the Xenos puppet master is severed. Obviously, it's like most like if you're playing like D&D or whatever, like you find special magical weapons. Unless they're able to deduce through magic what it can do, they just kind of have to use it and figure it out. So they just wielding this hammer and like, oh wow, it works really well against this particular type of enemy. I think I'm done with token stamp for now. I know, right? A master craftsmanship, a sturdy thunder hammer. Be that one of these guys could be wielding at their rank. Slaying all the Xenos for the Emperor. / Omnicide, depending on what class you are. So like the Tech Marine. I don't know if anybody in the group would even take it and use it, because so the Ultramarine, he's got the heavy bolter, the storm bolter, the bolt pistol. The dude is like just guns and ammo everywhere. The Tech Marine's got his pistols, which is what he specializes in. He doesn't specialize in melee. I think maybe the librarian, the wolf priest, he wouldn't use it either because he's using the force staff. Then the other devastator, I don't know, man. It's going to be great to see if they even decide to use it. Would they forsake the use of one of their weapons to wield this glorious instrument of death? I don't know, man. I'll be going on about an hour and a half. I gotta get a couple of things done before I go to bed. I got work super early in the morning, so I'm probably gonna call it here. Not a ton of you here, but I want to thank every one of you that did come and contributed. We have some really great conversations. I love talking about Deathwatch, RP. Ed, if you're still here, great talking about Pokemon. I really want to do. Oh, my dude, what's going on, dude? Jeremy, my man. It's been a while. How you been, man? Yeah, I would like to do more live streaming. I don't know how well the video quality was. It keeps giving me this warning that my resolution is 1600 by 900, which isn't bad. It's still relatively decent. I hope there wasn't a lot of cutouts and drops and stuff. Everything was showing good on my end. It's just, like I said, between like 5 and 7, the bandwidth around here just tanks. Yeah, Jeremy, I get it too, man. Busy, dude. Like, you would think like life isn't as busy with what's going on in the world, but that just doesn't matter, man. Life goes on. Stuff you got to get done. Yeah, I don't even, like, it's been a while since I've been doing this. I hopefully I hit the notification because I put the. Did you guys see the discussion thing that I put in there about going live today? I just want to make sure I put it in the right spot. Like I said, I'm not like those guys that have millions of subs, right? And it's been a while since I've been doing it, so I'm gonna try to learn a little bit better. So this will be a little better. I'm gonna work on a better layout. I had the chat up, but for some reason it wasn't showing up on the stream, so I just took it off. So I just been looking at it on the screen here. Yeah, the Discord I need to get loaded back up. Maybe let everybody know that I'm not like, obviously. Okay, to see the discussion bit. Hopefully I put it in the right spot, because like sometimes like on my regular YouTube account, there's people that I sub to, like gamers and stuff like that play games that I like, and they'll put stuff that they're going to be going live and whatever, or the next day or whatever. It just kind of pops up as just like text, like a story kind of thing. Hopefully I did that right. I will research more, and I'll try to. I'll get back into the Discord. I don't know if you guys if you still in that Discord over there, still chatting it up. I'll have to get on and look. I'll put a notice in there too, when I'm going to go live. I would like to do like a live stream each week, just kind of hang out, do stuff. I think the next one I want to do, I was going to work on my Pokemon game today. Basically, I put it to my friends that I'm playing with what they wanted to play. Did they want to play Deathwatch, or did they want to play Pokemon? Two of the guys said Deathwatch. The other two didn't respond, so I was like, all right, we'll play Deathwatch. So I worked on getting Deathwatch stuff, reading some stuff. I basically just got tokens made. I feel very unproductive, but there's not a whole lot I'm going to do in Roll20 with it. We're just using it for character sheets, and we use Discord to chat. My friend's got a Discord server. So Jeremy, so you moved for work. All right, cool. Did you get like a promotion or something, or are you just doing the same job at somewhere else in the company or whatever? I keep sliding in my chair. Pay motion. All right. Nice. I got one of those at work too. Nice. Actually, what was pretty so last Christmas I took like a temporary like leadership key carrier position, which gave me like a buck something raise. Apparently, after that position closed, they didn't readjust my pay, so I was making I still was making the same money. And then my company did a base wage increase to everybody to a certain amount. So then I got bumped up as well, but now I'm like capped. So my position, there's like a cap on how much I can make. I work retail, right? There's a cap on how much I can make. So now I'm making cap money. But what they did is anything that was over my cap, they would what they did, or what they will do, I don't know when we're going to get it, but they're going to calculate. So say it's like 25 cents an hour as an example over the cap. I mean, cap does kind of suck, but what they did, so say as an example, I got 25 cents an hour more than what the cap was. So they would calculate 25 cents an hour at 40 hours a week, or basically whatever my average hours working last year were. So 25 cents times 40 hours, because that's what I worked a week, times 52 weeks. They're just going to pay me each year one big lump sum of that money. So I still get it. I just don't get it per hour. So if I work overtime or holiday pay or whatever, that doesn't get calculated in. But they do give me like a big lump sum of whatever I make over the cap. And then say I think how it's going to work, if I promote to a new position that's going to pay, like the cap is higher, I think I would, what I'm making over cap, I would then translate into that. Like I would get that, and then plus whatever the promotion would be, and if I cap again, then whatever, right? So they're still trying to take care of us. It's an annual bonus. Well, what's weird, so they used to do, it was like a performance bonus. I don't really remember how they put it, but it was like if the store made certain sales figures and and all these metrics, right? Everybody would get like a certain bonus, like a percentage bonus of their income for that month or whatever, right? But a lot of people weren't getting it because some stores either were doing it or weren't doing it, or were in positions in the store that weren't affected by it. Like, because I work operations, right? I deal with appliance deliveries, stuff like that. I wasn't in sales, so it wouldn't even affect me even if we got that bonus. But now they gave everybody a base wage increase, and then they're doing anybody over cap gets this lump sum, which is kind of nice. It's like an extra, I think I'm getting like an extra $400 payout, because I think it was like 30 something cents or whatever over cap. But just the fact that they didn't, so my general manager was all like, yeah, we didn't change your pay. I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm gonna just get this little. He's like, no, I just kept it there and just boosted you to the max, boosted you to cap. Hey, alrighty then. That ain't bad at all. I mean, the fact that I was getting like an extra buck, I think it was like a $1.25 raise that I got for that seasonal position. the fact that I just kept that all year was nice. Plus the benefits are nice. I went to the dentist yesterday, and actually I went like 2 weeks ago, and then I set up an appointment. I didn't have to pay anything my first visit, getting x-rays and stuff like that. Like nowhere have I ever gone where I haven't had to pay for something, like with my using my insurance. Even when I worked at my last job was atrocious. Oh my God. It was one of those smaller locally owned companies, right? They didn't have the big financial backing, so their insurance was just like whatever like Obamacare minimum was. Yes, we got that as well. We had what did we get? I think we were getting $2 extra an hour as well, but we were only working 32 hours, I think it was. They limited everybody because our store shut down, but we were doing like curbside pickup. So everybody was limited on the amount of hours because they wanted to limit obviously payroll because they didn't need as many people because the store wasn't open. You'll need a handful of people. But also they wanted to limit how long people were in the store, minimize exposure. One person at work did test positive for COVID, and then I had to take like 11 days off work. I thought it was going to be the coolest thing in the world. After about day 5, if I had hair, I'd have pulled it out. I was just like, because I had to call the health department every day, and if I didn't, they called me. They're like, "Are you okay? Are you sick?" Nope, I feel fine. My temperature's this, all this other stuff I had to check. I was pretty $800 worth of glasses for less than $250. That's not bad. I used so I had vision benefits. I used to work for Target. I'll tell you now. Several years ago, they would give you. I think their plan would give you $200 in lenses every year. So you could like get new glasses. It would basically pay for the lenses, then you just had to pay for the frame. But then also, if you use the optical at the Target, right, you would get a discount on the frames, so it'd be super cheap. Or I also have contacts that I wear. Yeah, I thought the 2-week vacation was going to be great, but I'll tell you, I don't know. Maybe I guess I just I got everything done around the house that I wanted to, and then I was just kind of scratching for stuff to do. And like I really wasn't playing video games. I did some painting. I think I RP'd twice or whatever. It was just, I don't know, super boring for me. Back to contacts. You know they have transition contacts now? The transition like glasses do. So like when you go out in the sun, your lenses will darken to, like it's super crazy. Like you go outside and your eyes turn black like you're some demon from Supernatural or whatever. Oh, 3D printing. Dude, my dude. I need storm bolters printed first for my Deathwatch guys. Yeah, really. You can like even just Google it, transition lenses. Like it takes a second for like when you go outside. They're not like as fast as glasses, but you go outside, they do darken down. Obviously, you can't stare at the sun, right? Yeah, they're like super great. I don't wear them as much because I'm not outside as much. My skin is pretty fair and I burn. Yeah, dude, storm bolters for Warhammer 40K. Right, I need right-handed and left-handed storm bolters for all my Deathwatch. Basically, I guess if you were to just Google search like the whatever the file is for storm bolters, they would print them the right size. I don't know much about 3D printing. Or how the files work or whatever, but I know that people have files for them that you can. Somebody's probably made, because even another friend of mine is into 3D printing. He's just printed like some terrain and some simple stuff. Dude, but if you could print me some good looking storm bolters, because like some 3D printers, you know, you can see all the lines. Oh no, don't be laggy. No. Oh no. Yeah, there goes bandwidth is tanking. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going into the red. What if we... Hold on. Let me see if I can... What if I do this? Is that any better? I changed the... I made an adjustment to some settings. My streaming software is in the green again, so hopefully I'm good. But anyway, if you can make me some really good looking storm bolters that are not all like layered, like how you see some like early 3D printing stuff. Ah, sweet, cool. But yeah, good looking storm bolters, I'll pay you. I'll pay you for good looking storm bolters. Like, okay. Yeah, the bandwidth just gets crazy around here because like where I live, it's kind of like, it's like a really residential area where like I live in kind of like a suburb area, and a lot of like retired people are around, or there's also like a lot of like families with like children and stuff around here, so everybody's probably streaming stuff on the internet, so the bandwidth has been really wonky for several months. But anyway, storm bolters, if you can make some good ones, send me some pics. I have no idea what that... Obviously, I know what millimeters are, but let's see. Let me see if I can just Google it right here. Storm bolter, 3D printer, not printer, Brian, printer, file. Print. Let's see. ST. What file type is it? STL? STL? SLT? STL? Because I think... What is this? Okay, I don't need... Okay, so apparently looking at... Somebody 3D printed a life-size storm bolter. Oh, no, these are like... See this dice? They're about this size. A little bit, maybe a little bit smaller. They're not like... But this is a rough estimate of how big they are. They're basically, they just glue onto the models. Like, here, I've got a model handy that maybe has one. I got some unpainted Dark Angels here. So let me get my thing up here so I can see my camera. So maybe if it focuses. Whoop. Maybe get my head out of the way. But anyway, the weapon that this guy is holding, that gun, that's how big they are. They go on these models. So this model's about an inch and a half, 2 inches tall. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. You're the man. Yeah, if you can make it happen, like a Byman sets of 10, 5 left-handed, 5 right-handed. Man, yes. So Dark Angels was one of my first army that I really got into playing was Sisters of Battle. I have a whole over, you can't see it, but over there is a tackle box. A tackle box full of all the old metal Sisters of Battle. Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, hey, man, easy peasy. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for chatting. We had some really good conversation about Deathwatch. Hope your game goes well. I hope I don't know. I didn't really talk about a whole lot of stuff about specifically like playing the game, but some tips on you want to kill stuff. Storm bolters with just a bandolier of all your special issue ammo. Spend all your requisition on it. If you're going to fight most alien races, you're going to take Kraken bolts for the armor pin of 8, and that's all you need. And then Metal Storm for hordes with your fire selector, and that's all you need, dude. But once again, hey, easy peasy. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again. I'll try to put a few more notifications in when I'll go live. I'll probably do it middle of the week. Try to each week, and just talk about random stuff. Maybe do some more game prep. I really want to do a stream where I game prep my Pokemon game. I mean, I can actually here I can just go. Especially on Deathwatch. So I don't know, Jeremy, if you've played, like if you know anything about the Deathwatch rules or if you're into 40k anymore. But Deathwatch Storm Bolters, they get the special rules for special issue ammunition. So they have stuff, basically they can fire their bolters that always wound on 2s. Except if you're firing at vehicles and like Titanic creatures and stuff. Where is my... I'll show you my Pokemon game here. All my stuff. I've put a ton of work into this. There's so much crap here. So just front page is obviously the each character and their 6 belt slots. So one guy's got a shiny Zora. This is right here. Wing. Oh yeah, this one was great. This guy's got a shiny Phoebus. Yeah, Jeremy. So they can fire in the game. They can fire their any bolt weapons, like bolt type weapons, heavy bolters. No wait, I don't think heavy bolters, but like bolters, bolt rifles, storm bolters. They get special issue ammunition. They have one that increases the range by 6 inches and increases the armor penetration value by 1, or one that decreases the range. Oh, nice. Resin printer. Dude, my new bro. But yeah, then they have another special issue ammunition that reduces the range of their weapons by 6 inches, but gives them an extra 2 to armor penetration. They have one that enemies or targets you shoot don't gain the benefits of cover, which is not that great, especially now in 9th edition. But the thing that always wounds on 2s. And then, obviously, with the newest edition of rule, well, from 8th edition forward, Storm Bolters were rapid fire too. If you're within half range, you could fire. Basically, you fire it twice, so you fire 4 shots. So you just take a squad of 10 dudes with storm shields and storm bolters, and you just melt anything you shoot at. Doesn't matter what its toughness is, unless it's a vehicle or a Titanic. Real quick, I'll just show you guys some of my maps that I've made here. Where is it? Oh, wait. We got the classic. We got the Pokemart. The one update that Roll20 did that I hated the most was they did away with the free audio thing or whatever, because you could get access to whatever kind of music you wanted. Obviously, did it for copyright purposes, right? But I had like all the Pokemon music, so I could you could tie music to a map when it opened. So I would open like the Poke Center or the Pokemart or whatever, and it would play the music. Where's my favorite map that I've done? Where's my? Oh, I made. Let me zoom it out. This is Hyperion City. Put a lot of work in this one. By the last city that I made, I kind of went on a rush job because I forgot about it. So I didn't make it as good as I wanted to. But this one I put a lot of work into. You know, because you got the Poke battles over here. Ah, okay, all right. I'm gonna have to find all the tracks then, because it was like it's so good. Like when doing a trainer battle and that trainer battle music starts up, or the gym battle, or you encounter you're in walking around in the bushes and like fucking Ekans comes out and attacks you or whatever, and a wild Pokemon appeared. And the best one was the Pokeball noise from the games, right? The little noise it would woot, woot, Yeah, dude, the soccer field was great. Where is it? Let me just get it in here. I made it was like the soccer field, but it's like used as like a battle, trainer battles. So you got your two trainers and you've got like the judge guy here. Basically just random houses. Obviously, I didn't run it like the regular Pokemon games where you just go in and out of everybody's home. Got the big department store. There was like a little park up here. These are all my characters here. Oh, they're old fucking tokens. Oh, Jesus. Actually, we're going to delete those. There's like a fountain with a little park. The Pokemart. Because I have this... I downloaded this file called Pokemon Essentials. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it if you're into the RP, but the Pokemon Essentials basically had all sprites, shiny and regular, and all tokens made for all Pokemon up through Gen 6. And then they had a bunch of prefab maps taken from the games. They have audio files in there. Actually, I have a bunch of the audio files. It comes in that file that I downloaded. But what is it? Game Freak or Niantic or whoever basically got involved and shut those people down that were putting that out. So now, I mean, you could only get it if somebody already has it. But it's got so many good resources because it's even got the little sprites. The problem with it is, right, so the people, right, you want them to be bigger. They're kind of like weird shaped. They're like the bottom corner of a box or whatever. So like to move them around, right, you want to just like that. But I just like that. Yeah, I used... oh, that's a lot of Pokemon. Let's see. So here are... So this is some of the Pokemon that I've uploaded. Like the images for. Right? But then I go over to my players' journals. So they have their 6 belt Pokemon, and then they all have a PC Pokemon folder. And I made they had to name them all. Any Pokemon they caught, I make them name it. So it's not just all like Machamp or Combee or whatever, right? This guy's got a bunch. Where's Steve? Steve went on a heyday catching Pokemon the last game, dude. He got like 4. I had this, so this right here, this Phoebus right here that he's got. Where is he? If I pull him out, boom. You're like, Brian, why is that token so big, right? So I had I don't know if you guys ever watched the anime, but they had that, was the Goldeen or whatever catching contest or whatever that they had an anime where Ash went around, they had to catch a bunch of Goldeen or whatever type of fish. I love Milotic, the evolution of Phoebus. So I made this fishing contest basically at the harbor town. That took place before the ship, like the ship came in. So and there were some cool rewards that if they won, yeah, dude, it's a 4x4. Because normally it looks like this. Hold on, let me get it down here. And then if you were to like, oh god, my wrong button, right? But then if you were to like zoom it out, right, teeny tiny. But so why this is so big? So, where is it? I had my fishing list. So when they fished, there was a list of potential Pokemon they could catch. But here's my rules for the fishing contest. Okay. So they had to pay, each of them that wanted to participate had to pay 500 Pokebucks, Pokebones, Pokedollars, whatever you want to call it. They could use any rod, lure, or bait that they had. They could catch as many Phoebus as they want, but they could only submit one Phoebus for judging. Now, and because kind of like in the anime, there was like a contest ball, I think it was, that Ash was given to catch his Goldeen or whatever it was. So I did that too. They got one special, basically Master Ball equivalent, but only for catching Phoebus that they were given. So as they fished, they caught one that they thought would be a winner. They could catch it in that. Then there was like this list right here. So when they fished, right, there's rules for your fishing. You make a roll to see if you catch something. Then if you succeed, a check to reel it in. They'd roll on this fishing list chart. And then it'd be trash, so they fished up some boots or whatever, random Pokemon. Then there was like a big chance to catch a Phoebus, right? And then you're wondering like, okay, what is this 3-star mystical Pokeball? It's a Dragon Ball Z reference, right? So I've spread out these mystical Pokeballs that look like Dragon Balls, but in the shape of Pokeballs. And if they collect all 7 of them together, they're gonna be able to summon Jirachi and grant them a wish, like Shenron. And then one guy was able to. He actually rolled a 100 on this list, so he fished up. So they now have the 3-star mystical Pokeball. So anyway, they fished up a Phoebus, and then I had this size chart. Then they would roll on this chart to determine how big of a Phoebus that they caught. Right? So this guaranteed winner, 98 to 99, I made it a super shiny Phoebus, which is this guy right here. Wing. Wing. So he reels this thing up on the dock, knocking other people into the water. Because it's so big and it's just like flopping around. The problem is that he had already used his contest ball to catch another one. And the one that he caught didn't even win him the contest because he could only submit one and it had to be in the contest ball and he couldn't switch. So he fishes this up like toward the end. I gave him 4 hours. They made like I let him roll every 15 minutes. Of fishing, right, to see what they caught. He fishes this up. He catches it in a lure ball that he's got. So lure balls give you basically, I think they give you -10 or -15 on the D100 roll to see if you catch it. If you lured it with bait, and I let it work. Yeah, he was. So the other guy was the other guy that participated. He's like, I haven't used my contest ball. You want to just trade me yours, and I'll give you. I'm like, guys, there's people watching this contest, right, to make sure you don't cheat like that. They were trying to work out a way to switcheroo, right, to basically let him submit this as the thing. But I wouldn't let him do it, so he ended up catching it. So it's a shiny Phoebus. It knows special moves. It's got, what does it have? I gave it, it's cool too. There's even a, the Pokemon Tabletop United, their website, they have a random Pokemon generator. So I generated one, right? So, and then it puts this on there. So I just copy paste this from there to here. Sleight of hand. I know, right? The 2 guys that were participating weren't that good. One guy's like a survival kind of guy. He likes to he's like like a wild man. He's kind of like that. He's like the Mowgli of Pokemon. Kinda, right? He still had parents. He went to Poke School or the Poke College or whatever. So what did I do with this Phoebus? So I gave it. So its stats are pretty good. Its base look at this base stats. Normally its base stats are garbage. I gave it +5 to all base stats. And then I allocated its points, right? This Phoebus is level 25 with a speed of 21. This outspeeds most of the other Pokemon, except for a couple. But this sheet is like super cool. I love it. So it's got Splash, Tackle, and it's got Hidden Power, Water. I was going to give it other moves, but when then also one of the prizes for winning the contest was going to be a Prism Scale, which is used to evolve a Phoebus. So anyway, this guy gets the Phoebus. He can't submit it because it's not in the ball. So he submits his, but the other guy that was playing rolls a 96. So he catches What a Monster. So I had it set that another random contestant was going to submit a big one. Right? A big one. So basically, and if they wanted to win, they either had to get a big one or get something bigger. So then the rules that I had is if there is and you were allowed to register one single Pokemon, just like in the anime, one single Pokemon to assist you in catching your Phoebuses, right? If you needed to fight it or whatever, right? Let's see. But if there was a tie in size, so like the random contestant, there was going to be one guy that submitted a big one, right? That was like the standard. They had to get equal to or bigger. If there was a tie, they would have to have a Pokemon battle. All the people that tied would have a Pokemon battle. Like if there were like multiple ones that did. So say the one random guy and both players each got a big one, they would have to have kind of like, there would be like a poke battle or whatever. Not necessarily a 3-way, but it'd probably be like the judge would choose a 1-on-1. Plot armoring your NPC. Hey, you know what? But it all works out lore-wise. They enjoyed it. But anyway, but then the other guy caught What a Monster. And also there was members of the rival team. So instead of it being just like your rival single like in like the Pokemon games, there was like a rival team. I started out where all the kids on this island that wanted to be like Pokemon trainers and take on the gym challenge to become Elite Four. They had like a Poke College is what I called it. Ran by Professor Pine. Let me find Professor Pine. Let me find Professor Pine. Because I had this thing too when we... Where is Professor Pine? Did I not? Oh no. Oh, notable NPCs. Professor Pine, by the way. I'm a huge Christopher Walken fan. So like the first time I ever ran this, I had the voice on the Pokédex. You know how it talks to you? Talked like Christopher Walken. So anytime they would register, they would scan a Pokemon. It would take like 3 minutes to get all the information right because Christopher Walken, he's not a fast talker, But yeah, so Professor Pine. But anyway, so there are people on the opposing team. There's a maybe. I mean, all the professors are trees, right? There's Oak. Isn't there like Professor Spruce? Oh my God, I'm falling on my professors here. I think every professor is named after some kind of tree. I just like Professor Pine. This is that was easy. But anyway, so one of the girls on the opposing team is like in like this crush relationship with one of the guys on the main team. Elm, that's it. Yes, Professor Elm. I was like, there's not a Professor Pine yet. There needs to be a Professor Pine, and he looks like and talks like Christopher Walken. But anyway, so the one guy caught What a Monster, so he won the contest. So he got a super rod, 10,000 Poké Dollars in HM Surf, and a Prism Scale. So basically, he could evolve a Phoebus. But what they're going to do, they're going to give it to the guy that caught the shiny, because guys, hold on, let me find it now. Hold on. You gotta dude, you gotta go back and play it, dude, because it's going to evolve into this, right? It's going to evolve into this, and it's going to be this big, and it's going to be huge. It is going to be. Yeah, start a petition. I should, right? But it's gonna evolve into this, a gigantic. So this is 4x4. So in the rules, is gigantic size. It's the same size as like Rayquaza. It's gonna be this massively huge melodic. I would kill because I play Pokemon Go. I don't know if you guys play Pokemon Go. Hold on, let me get on Pokemon Go. There's a Pokemon. Gotta pull out our balls. Hit the Pokemon in the face. Yeah, this is definitely not for kids. But yeah, see, Melodic. She's my buddy. She's like she's like top 3 favorite Pokemon. But yeah, that's what it's going to evolve into. And I told him, I'm like, dude, so just so you know, there will be restrictions on using this monstrosity. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, if you're inside the Pokemart and you pull it out, it's going to break the roof off. It's going to be huge, right? But it's just it's a cool like story thing, right? Dude, you need to get back into it, and we'll be friends, and I'll spam you with gifts, and we can do raids. I need more raid buddies. Yeah, dude. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff that Pokemon Go has added. But anyway, we're not going to dwell on Pokemon Go. But anyway, yeah, it's going to turn into that. So I'm excited. And then I'm also doing they're having sponsorships. So different companies and different people will sponsor their gym challenge or whatever, and that's how they're gaining the majority of their money. Through these sponsorships, because instead of the regular games, just the roof. Okay, I guess it would just literally obliterate and kill everybody in there if you pop that thing out. Yeah, the thing's 100 feet long. It's so big, it's crazy. But I mean but that's not even it though. I had other stuff. So I had this. So on the last route they did, there was I had this. There was the route, it was Route 103. It was full of berry bushes and stuff like that, but something had come along and eaten all the bushes, eaten all the berries. So the Combee and the Beedrill that lived there were out of food. So the Combee and Beedrill were fighting. Right. So one of the quests, if they wanted to take it, was to put an end to this quarrel. Right. Because Rangers had blocked off Route 103, but they were able to sneak past during the night or whatever, right? And got into Route 103. But I had some really cool stuff set up. So basically the Vespa Queen, leader of the Combees, wanted all the berries for herself and her Combee. But the King Drill, the big, massive king, lord of the Beedrills, wanted all the berries for himself and his Beedrill. So what I had this thing, they had several ways they could, where is he? They had several ways that they could do it, how they could deal with it. So they could go deal with the problem, find all the berries, take care of the problem. They could either give all the berries to one side, they could split the berries, they could not give any berries to anybody, right? They could do whatever they wanted. But a couple of the little side quests, kind of in a video game, if you, when there's a warring faction, normally if you side with one or the other, right, you get certain bonuses or whatever. So there was this, the King Drill of the Beedrill was this. Normally Beedrills are like this, right? So I made him double sized, and he's shiny, and he has insane stats, right? And then the where is she? West. Nope. Astronautics Cave. Oh, 302 East. Queen's Lair. I had the Omni Queen. The shiny Vespa Queen. So if you were, so say they were to, and it was a Snorlax that had come along and made its home there, and took all the berries and made like a big stockpile in his cave that he would then eat. Say they took all the berries and they gave all the berries to one side or the other. The leader of that faction would then join them, would offer one of the trainers to catch them and go with them on their journey. But they did not do that. They decided to split the berries evenly to make both sides happy. So each leader gave like some rewards, and I awarded some XP and stuff. So the queen gave them. Sorry, my mustache is just freaking out right now. Here, rub on my nose. What did the Omni Queen? I think she gave some upgrade items. I forget what she gave them, but it was basically like an item that's used to like evolve certain Pokemon. And the King Drill, he was called King Drill because he was wearing a King's Rock. He had it like wrapped around a vine around his neck or whatever. It was like his symbol of authority. He gave him the King's Rock. So now they have a King's Rock and whatever other item I gave, right? So if they find a Pokemon that uses that, then they'll be able to use it. So it would have been kind of cool, though, to have like a shiny Vespiquen or whatever. And I gave them increased stats and special moves and all this other stuff. I'm having a lot of fun with Pokemon. Honestly, it's some of the best, like especially the prepping point. Like building these, because I use RPG Maker XP, because the Pokemon Essentials. Oh, nice. Got an Eevee? Hell yeah, dude. Eevees are so good. Remember, if you want to evolve it to a certain one, you can use the special name, like from the anime. A one-time only. I actually have I have a perfect IV Jolteon. The RPG Maker XP, the Pokemon Essentials file came with all the tile sets from Pokemon, so you can basically go in there and you can build all of this stuff. So I had Hyperion City, and then I built there's like the coastal islands, right? I built some coastal islands, right? And they got to take a boat, travel around the coast. I was messing around with the hard. The hard part about having big maps like this, if you don't want to use dynamic lighting to block off stuff, was I was using Fog of War. I'm like, this is how far you can see. So like I move it, right? And then I had Fog of War or whatever. They made it over here, and there was a couple of Swanna over here with an egg that they could have got a ducklet with. But the Swanna were like level 35 at the time, so it was one of those things, did they try it? I had a bunch of fishermen here, and there's some Pokemon trades. I also have this like right here. This is like a special cave. There's inside that cave. I went from Deathwatch into Pokemon. I don't know people are super interested, but I don't know, RPG Maker. It's so good making this stuff. It's so fast and easy. Oh yeah, and they fought bandits out here in the coastal islands in the hideout. Coastal islands. There it is. No. Yeah, they didn't have that. Oh yeah, so this over here is the Kyogre Cave. So basically, you go in this cave and you go down, and it's like a room with a big door with this engraving on the door, but it has like a little socket in the middle of the door in the shape of an orb. So obviously it's the blue, like the water stone, or the blue stone from Pokemon like Emerald, like Gen 3, how you got the two stones or whatever to use in the story. If they happen to find the right one, they can come in here and open this door. It's going to lead them down where a Kyogre sleeps, and they can wake him up, and they're going to have to fight him, but then they might be able to catch him, which is kind of cool. And I have all three of the Weather Trio in my game, because Gen 3 was my favorite generation of Pokemon. So, speaking of legendaries, though, one more little tirade before I wrap it up for the night. The first game, one of the guys was a little late, and I had it basically so they completed like Poke College. I kind of took it from Naruto, where they all went to like ninja school, then they all became ninja, and then they all take jobs and stuff. Well, they completed Poke College, and now they can go. They were randomly assigned onto a team by Professor Pine, and then so what was on my? You worked with the devs on this one? Nice. Damn. That'd be cool as hell. I mean, I've maybe the thing about it is I would have to start a whole new a whole new game to do another one. But I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind running Pokemon for some people. Play it casually here and there. Honestly, I would probably use the same world and a lot of the same maps and stuff. Just add different content, different quests and stuff like that. Come up with new stuff. But anyway, real quick. So after they completed, they were put on their teams, and Professor Pine gave them their first Pokemon, and it was a roulette. Basically, there was a big machine. They would go up, push the button. He had a bunch of Pokemon in there on Pokeballs, and it would just spit out a Pokeball, and that was your first Pokemon. Where is it? Start a Pokemon. The only ones left in there is Froakie. Oh, damn. That's pretty cool. The author of the books was leading the build. That's pretty cool. Man, shit. I wish my job was exciting. My job doesn't suck. Not that I don't like it. It's just it's mundane and it's boring, but it pays the bills. I go to work, I do my thing, I come home, I turn it off and do my thing. But anyway, so one of the guys was kind of late, so when he showed up, his character was out training or doing his thing, and he lost track of time. So he goes running into the Poke school, and nobody's there. Pine is cleaning up his desk, and he's all like, "Oh, hey, what are you doing here?" He's like, "Oh, I'm late, man. I'm here for my Pokemon." So I got this story that I'm working on with this Pokemon that I gave him. So Professor Pine, he's like, "Oh, I'm out of Pokemon," because he counted the people in the class or whatever at the time, and he's old, a little senile, and he miscounted because he wasn't there at the time. So he's like, "Oh, I don't get a Pokemon." He's like, "Well, I've got." He said, "I may have one more." So he hands him this Pokeball that he had in his pocket. Hands him this Pokeball, and he's like, he reels back and he's about to throw it out like they do in the show. And Professor Pine is like, "No, no, 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 no!" Grabs him by the arm, by the head. "No, no, 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 no! Go outside." So he goes outside, and he's like, "I got this Pokemon," and he throws out this Pokemon, and it is this. If you guys know what this is, this is the Melioda? Yeah. Melioda? I say Melioda. I'm probably saying it wrong. But it's a legendary Pokemon. But I gave her a very sour disposition. Her and Professor Pine did not get along, and her and this guy did not get along. So she pops out. He's like, "Ha, Pokemon, let's go!" And she just goes running off in a different direction. So he has to chase her around town, right? He ends up getting her back in the ball. They end up going into the Pokemart or whatever. She breaks out of the ball, steals stuff from the Pokemart, runs out the door. She's super fast, right? So not only did his Pokemon steal from the Pokemart, he's got to go now get his Pokemon back, get the stuff back, take it back to the Pokemart. So he spends the first 10 sessions with this thing. And okay, battle time. All right, Brother, what do you pull out? He's like, "I pull out my Melioda." I'm like, "Fuck, okay." I pull it out. So then when its loyalty is low, you have to make a command check to see if it will respond to what you say. Like if you tell it to do something. So like it's got let's see, I think it's got Sing. Yeah, it's got Sing. So he's all like, so one of the battles he's like, all right, Melota, sing. And he rolled poorly. Okay, she turns and she sings at you and you fall asleep. He's like, what the fuck? And then she just kind of then she just wanders off, leaves the other people there to fight these bandits or whatever. Then there's another time when I think they were doing the gym challenge, the first gym, and I think he wanted her to use confusion and he rolled poorly, so she used confused on a friendly Pokemon, on like one of the other guys' Pokemon. Confused it. But eventually after and I made him work toward really like trying to be friends with it, right? Giving it food, training with it, trying to make it happy, trying to make it comfortable. Like he let it run around outside the ball. He didn't put it, he kept, he stopped putting it back in the ball. Eventually after they defeated the gym, I was like, okay, her like, and then the afterwards, right? Instead of just being all, yeah, I won, he was all like, hey, we won kind of thing, right? And gave appreciation to it. I was like, so I allowed its loyalty to go up to like a base level to where he doesn't have to roll anymore. So now he's working on getting it higher, but he was getting mad. I was mad. He was like, every time he's like, okay, I got to roll. He's like, I roll lower. I'm like, okay, what is she going to do? She's going to use, let's see. She would do like round and hit just all the other trainers. Like they'll be standing around. Yeah. It was funny. He was getting so frustrated. Everybody's all like, but you got a legendary, dude. He's like, screw this Pokemon. But now it's like its best Pokemon, because it's a legendary, so it's got really good base stats. It's got a good move set, and it also has the ability to transform to a different form. It goes from, what is she now? She's normal psychic. She goes to fighting psychic when she learns a certain move. When she learns the move Relic Song, which she doesn't learn normally. So I told him, you hear tales of like, there's this old Pokemon trainer named like Old Man Marshall, that like the gym leader said, hey, he might know this move or be able to help you learn it. So now he's on this quest to go learn Relic Song with this Pokemon to be able to get it to, so he can use it to transform. So, which is really cool. It gets a different sprite, different token, and all that other stuff. Basically, he'll have to have 2 character sheets for it, one for one form, one for the other form, and just have to update both. But everybody's got some pretty cool Pokemon. So he started with that one. One guy started, so Nick, he started with a Honedge, the floating sword, which he called Ponedge, which is really cool. But now he's got like an Umbreon. He bought Jackie. He bought a Hitmonchan. No, sorry. Yeah, he bought a Hitmonchan for 5,000 Poké-Dollars from this guy. Basically, the guy's like a swindler, right? He looks like a drifter. He just like they're gonna meet him later. Like the guy's like, oh, I really need money. I'll sell you this Pokemon. Okay, cool. And they're gonna meet him later. He's gonna forget the kids, and the kids might remember him. It's, oh, I really need money. I'll sell you a different Pokemon. He's like, wait a minute, kind of like ongoing story with it. And then Kelson started with a Machop. He calls Mr. Choppy, but now is nicknamed Mr. Sandman. Because the first 10 or 12 fights, he would one-shot stuff. He would crit with it or whatever. Because they went through the rock tunnel, right? So they fought a bunch of rock stuff. So Geodude shows up. He's like brick, psh, or karate chop, or low kick or whatever. He just crit it. So he just went around handing out naps. So we call it Mr. Sandman now. Wait, why is this sprite? Why do I not have the shiny token on here? This is actually a shiny Zora that they found in the woods. It was pretty cool because they have the illusion Illusion ability. I think that's what it's called. What is it? Hold on. Illusion. Yeah, illusion. So it can make it look like something else. So they basically they come across this one Pokemon. No, they come across a Sam Sage with a bunch of other Sam Sages around it, and one Sam Sage looks very worried because the other Zoro were like ganging up on this thing until they hear the players coming. So they all transform into Sam Sage to try to fool them, but then they end up seeing through it. And then Steve started with a Bulbasaur. My friend Kelson really loves Bulbasaur. And Steve rolled last for generating his Pokemon, and he was like, there was an uproar from Kelson because he wanted Bulbasaur. Like every game, he's all like, "Hey, do you want to trade that Bulbasaur? You want to trade?" Every time he's like, "Hey, I'll trade you, this shiny whatever." Nah, fam. But it's really cool. There's a lot of cool story stuff going. I got a lot of mechanics around fame, around their sponsorships, because I use they have Poke Twitter, and then they have Noter, right? So they post like all their Pokemon accolades and stuff on there. But that's how they kind of gain fame. They're gaining followers, and then like which boosts their fame, right? So because that's kind of what it is. It's like a tournament circuit, right? You want to, like how sports stars, get famous and stuff like that. That's kind of like what they're doing, right? So as they get more fame, they get more sponsorships, they earn more money. So when they get late game, they can have more money to buy stuff, upgrades, items, all this other stuff, instead of like getting money from fights. And then I'm doing gym challenges or different, instead of it just being like, we're going to throw Pokemon at each other. It's going to be more like, okay, we're going to do like a test. You're going to have to do some Twitmon. Yeah, here we go. Twitmon. Damn, why didn't I think of that? Shit. But yeah, so like the next gym they're going to go to is going to be like in well, it really all depends, because I've kind of got it set up where I talked about this in the beginning of the stream, just as I was kind of talking about the Pokemon game. Yeah, I got to advertise your wins. Like when they catch Pokemon, they put their pictures up. When they beat the bandits and rescued the gym leader or whatever, they put that on there. They caught the Phoebus, they put that on there. They won the fishing tournament or whatever, they put that on there. Where was I going on this tirade? But anyway, I just have a bunch of stuff in place to earn money, but the gym challenges are gonna, like, the next one is gonna be kind of like a rotation battle. I don't know if you ever played the later Pokemon games where you had like the 3 Pokemon out, and there would be like, it would like rotate to like a random Pokemon, and then the opponent would rotate. It's gonna be kind of one of those battles where they're all gonna be on like these 4 connected platforms each at the gym, and it's like every so many turns it's gonna. That's your registered trademark. If I use it, I'll pay you $0.25. Oh, I'm allowed to use it. All right, cool, man. Appreciate it. The next time we play, I'll be like, hey guys, what about Twitmon? What if we change it to that? They're so ingrained on Poke Twitter that they're probably not going to want to change, but I'll see if they want to. But yeah, anyway, so the next gym is going to be like a big rotation style battle. So all the trainers will have like one Pokemon. They'll be on these 4 connected platforms. Every so many turns, it's going to randomly rotate to a different trainer. So you're not going to be able to be like, oh, my Bulbasaur against their Squirtle or whatever. My Grass is good against his Water. It could be, oh shit, the guy's got an Arcanine now, So it's going to kind of keep everybody on their toes, so they can't really plan for type effectiveness. And then I make all the gym leaders have, all their Pokemon are kind of meted, right? They all have good natures, and they all statted appropriately for like even to be like a certain, like a sweeper, like a physical attack sweeper, a special attack sweeper, or like a big defensive setup buffs, baton pass kind of stuff, So I'm really gonna play the game against them, and we're gonna see how well they do. They can challenge the gyms as much as they want to try to win, but I do have kind of like an internal clock going. They only have like 3 or 4 months I'm giving them to complete the challenge before the tournament starts at the league. Yeah, even now, if it's just like 4 trainers and 4 Pokemon, like all at the same time, it's so many turns because all your trainers get actions, all your Pokemon get actions. So, and then a lot of the trainers have abilities and orders and commands and like game effects that they can do on their turn besides be like, yeah, quick attack. One guy has like basically Pokemon moves that he can use. Like one guy's got like baby doll eyes. He can just look at somebody else and debuff them or whatever. So they can do that. Gym challenges, trainers are not allowed to do that. Trainers are only allowed to command the Pokemon. So because then it's like a judge of their ability to command their Pokemon in battle and see how well they've trained and how well they and their Pokemon kind of work together. And then there's going to be other challenges as well. It's not just battles. Like I'm going to do like a yeah. So like say they fail the first gym. Say they fail a gym or whatever, right? They can come back the next day and challenge it, but that's another day that they're not going to have to do something else. If they take 4, 5, 6 days, that's like a week that goes by while they're trying to get past this gym. While they could be out catching other Pokemon. I also have the hidden items in the game as well, like in the handheld games. Like there's like it's like an Easter egg hunt kind of thing throughout the world as they're going around. If they pass areas where there's like a hidden item, I make behind the scenes perception rolls. Oh, you notice over in the bushes there's something out of whack, misplaced. Oh, you find an item ball inside. Ooh, there's like a revive or a potion or something, right? Which is just some kind of cool stuff. There definitely is a lot of suspension of disbelief when you play this game, right? It's not like D&D where even D&D, right? There's a little bit of suspension of disbelief, but this is like we're 10-year-old children with like monsters in our pocket that we fight each other, right? Basically, it's like children cockfighting is basically what it is for money. It's what it is. Competitive children cockfighting for money. That's basically the game you're playing. So you kind of just have to take it in stride, right? I try to keep it light, but I do have like my gray moments, dark moments. Like there was one little girl that was getting like beat up by some bandits or whatever because they wanted her Pokemon. So they like the characters came over and fought off the bandits or whatever, and the girl was injured. So she's like, oh, my Pokemon really wants to be trained and go out and see the world. It was a Teddy Ursa. So she basically gave her Pokemon to one of the trainers. Yeah, you do have to suspend it. You do have to suspend the disbelief. But some games it's easier to do than others. This game, like you really got to like set it aside, right? You just so like wait. I have this. I have a what? I have a 100-foot serpent in my pocket. What? But I've been going on for about 2.5 hours now. I'm probably gonna wrap it up. I got work in the morning. I gotta get a couple of things done before I go to bed. So once again, thanks to everybody that joined on the stream. Not a ton of you, but hopefully as I continue to do more and more of you will come by. Hopefully some of you guys will watch it later. It is a bit. I did kind of end up getting on a bit of a rant there at the end about Pokemon, my games. The next stream I want to do one where I do some prep on this game. And then maybe if, in the comments below, if you guys watch this all the way to the end, what other stuff would you like to see when I do streams? Do we want to get a book and talk about a different RP system? I've got the basic Heroes Handbook over here now for Mutants and Masterminds that I'm still working on going through. I do want to go through some of that. Maybe we could have a stream where we just talk about the individual powers and ideas on how to use it so we can all kind of put our heads together and stuff like that. But, once again, thank you all for watching. This is Brian. I am your Game Master, and we'll see you later.